Today is Friday the 13th, and it's going to be a full moon tonight, which is sort of a weird scenario. I mean, this past week I've heard some pretty wonky, crazy things happening. I've heard a lot of just outlandish shit, as well as E3 hit us like a freight train. Choo choo, freight train. Anyone who actually caught on to what I was talking about or what reference that was, you get a cookie. But no, basically, this is my final synopsis, at least of E3. Now, this video is not going to be necessarily titled E3 because this is not going to be completely what I'm going to be talking about today. So, alright. My final thoughts on Nintendo is, as boldly as I stated it, Nintendo won. They really won this year, at least for a lot of people's hopes with their consoles, via the 3DS and as well as the, well, Wii U. The Wii U's, I think, got some titles mentioned that a lot of people are interested in, as well as the Rule 34 board, because woo! Let me tell you about those Splatoons. Anyway, so with that popularity put aside, I think Nintendo, presentation-wise anyway, I was watching all of them, and two of them, which was Sony and Microsoft. Now this is, again, not me here sitting bitching and complaining about Microsoft or Sony. I'm not going to be doing that at all. However, they sort of presented it like it was a business meeting, like we're talking about synergy or something. Why you had Microsoft and Sony, while they were talking about games, and Sony kind of took a blunt step to the ass and went, oh yeah, we have this shit here. But then they went right back on track, which still, overall, was a good presentation, same with Microsoft. And so, Nintendo had this presentation, which was, granted, it was pre-recorded, but it was still really good. I think the presentation, the trailers, and as well as the games mentioned, all looked okay. I mean, I barely see anything about the Zelda U game, as everyone's codenaming it, if that's the full name. And I think that's generally one of the few titles I would look at in the future. Because it looks a lot like Skyrim, at least what they were saying about the game. It's going to be feeling a lot like Skyrim, or like the old school Legend of Zelda game, which is great. Now, there's other titles that Nintendo have discussed E3-wise, such as Bayonetta 2, which, again, most likely is going to be ported sooner or later. But it's a good year, at least for Nintendo, at least next year, because 2015, a lot of these titles are coming out, which is sort of a You would expect them to release them sooner, but hey, better late than never, I guess. But one point got brought up, and this is actually a very true point. I think this year, all of the announcements, as well as all three companies running in this race here, have won. Even though I personally preferred Nintendo's overall of them, if you look at the big picture, which I am, I'm very open-minded to that, that's prior to what people think, or speculate, I can say that every single company roughly has won, as well as the gamers who play each console has won. Because that's a good thing. I mean, who doesn't want to win? Everyone has won at the end of the day. I mean, there's some bullshit here and there, but hey, you scratch that off, you still have the big picture. Games that people are interested in, a good lineup of games that people are interested in, and games probably get put gazillions of hours into. So therefore, people in the Wii U could finally play some good games, or a chunk of good games, should I say. I mean, people are like, oh, Mario Party 8's good. That's okay and all, but again, that does not sell the console for me. That's just all there is to it. I mean, it's a good console, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to bitch on, or shit on Nintendo's parade here, but there's not too many games that you can say that about. Not too many. I don't count the HD remake of Wind Waker, I just severely do not. That's just a remake. That is not a genuine, fresh IP. There's fresh IPs coming out, which are generally interesting, which I applaud to. So, alright. With the E3 proclamation all over and me mispronouncing things like a brutal bastard. I got a recent pickup here, and you obviously cannot see it. I'm just sort of saying it figuratively. And this was something that got really cheap, which I am going to be doing gameplay for. And that, of course, is Dead or Alive 5. Now, I got it for the PS3. It was really cheap, and that's the only reason why I got it. I also got a couple other games via Steam, which were really cheap as well, like a couple bucks, which I still had money left over from my disposable income bank, as I call it. Because again, I don't like to spend a lot of money. No one does. So therefore I bought a couple games, which I'm going to be probably showcasing in a little while. And as well as showcasing, I have another channel up for that. Because I notice a lot of people on this main channel here are not really interested in the Dark Souls 2 thing, because they don't care. They don't give a fuck. I don't blame them. You know, they don't primarily play this game, nor do they really want to, nor do they want to see any spoilers. Again, I don't blame them. So what I'm going to do is upload the remainder of play sessions of Dark Souls 2 on my Dan Plays Games channel, which I have that just set up just primarily to upload bulks of gameplays I've done in the past, and that's it. And if you're really interested or really care, they're up. I'm probably going to post the description down below how you can click on that and watch all the videos there. It's not many videos at all, because I don't think I even uploaded anything, to be honest with you. No, I didn't. But anyway, I'm probably just going to upload like chunks of Let's Plays or something that I've done already, or ones I've done that I've not, or rough gameplay I never decided to upload to YouTube because I just said fuck it. So that's generally is going to be there. I am going to upload some old school gameplays in the future. At least some games such as some Sega Saturn titles I did own on here. I'm going to do short gameplays talking about them as I play them, what do I feel about them, you know, just describing what I think of the game overall. There's a little brief, half-ass, I guess, vague review that's not really going to have any consistency to quality presentation as any other people grab their scripts and read from and sip the grey old tea. Ooh. Anyway, that's generally all going to be to that. Now, with other content I'm going to be doing here on YouTube, I've been really trying to get this damn mattress out of my room. Everyone's probably noticed in a couple of videos is the mattress on my left-hand side. And that thing's my bane of my existence right now. It's like I want to set up a green screen over there. When I got that cloth green screen you guys seen, that chroma key fabric. I've been dying to use it. I've been excited about it. I have it. It's right here, next to my hand. It's like a fucking blanket, but I can't use it because the... So, I'm going to basically have to get rid of this mattress sooner or later, as well as the box spring. And hopefully I can set that all up. I mean, I've noticed a lot of people here on YouTube have decided to be like, oh yeah, that sounds like a damn good idea. That's an idea I'm going to do, so therefore I'm going to get myself a green screen as well, which is great. I've seen a lot of folks here so far that have decided to invest into some micro fabrics, some green screens, some chroma keys. We're being creative by buying fabric and just, you know, putting it on a railing, and that's how they pretty much did it, which is a great idea. I think that's a fantastic thing. People are stepping forward and putting up their presentation in a whole new perspective. They're taking what they want to do, what they like to do every other time, or they feel inspired again to do something they've been liking to do for a while, and they're kicking it up a notch with some, you know, some effects, you know, anything to make their presentation stand out, be bold, and their creativity juices flowing like a wet pussy on Sunday night. So, if only. Oh boy, let me tell you my story. Anyway, so I paused this game here. I was playing some Uncharted 3. And believe it or not, I have not completed Uncharted 3 yet. I think I've mentioned this before. I like it. I think it's a good game, but I never completed it. I got it a while back. It was I can't remember how much I even paid for it, so I can't tell you that, but it's so far I've been jumping back into it, and I have forgotten half the fucking story. It's sort of that Gandalf meme picture, like, I don't recognize any of this place. Which I don't, but I'm just trying to absorb what I've played already, and I'm not going to go back and do it again because I'm playing on the highest difficulty. So I'm just like, fuck it, why not? And I wanted to complete it because the new Uncharted's coming out, and I just want to at least complete all the Uncharted games and have a general perspective of all the storyline arcs. So that way at least I have an education behind that, which is great. What else has been going on in my life? Well, Father's Day is coming up, and that's going to be interesting. I'm going to be investing into, you know, cooking my dad dinner. As that car goes by just now, as I aim a bazooka at it. Anyway, so Father's Day is coming up. I'm going to make a steak for my father. And you know, just something to do for him. What else is it going on? Well, I've been watching some videos here and there on YouTube, and you know, that's generally it in that perspective. Been very incognito with that, just sort of low-key watching videos and leaving random pointless comments I think no one really cares about on them, like, oh, but yeah, that's generally all there is to that. Nothing really to talk about other than that point. I've been trying to dabble, if that's even such a word, dabble into trying to do gameplay compilations, or at least try to record some retro games. Sadly, I lost my Y-splitter. I can't remember where the fuck I put that, so I gotta look around this room a little bit. I put it down somewhere. I looked for it recently and it's gone. I'm like, son of a... So I gotta dig out my little spot over here, which I probably think is sitting right there, and I just don't see it. And I'm gonna take it and, you know, use those Y-splitters and do some gameplay properly. I also need to invest in getting myself a AV cord for my Sega Saturn, because that's one of the consoles I really want to showcase. I don't have many games for it, but I just want to play them and, you know, play them along and just sort of talk about the games as I play them that way. Because I don't mind doing camera to screen, but after a while, I feel ashamed of myself that I have the technology sitting right here and I'm banging my fingernail, and I cannot use it properly because I don't have the cords, the equipment to use it. That little cord that is the key to being able to access the in-stream quality purposes of said technology, of said Sega Saturn. I also need to get myself another battery for the Sega Saturn, because apparently that has died, which it happens. I mean, the batteries don't last very long in those, so I'm going to go in there and get a new battery and just swap it out, and then I can dance naked in the streets. So, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I hope this video did something for you. It gave you a little bit of a, oh, that's nice to know kind of thing, or something in general, that perspective. But, anywho, I'm going to go back to playing some Uncharted. And I hope all you guys do very good this weekend. Hope you and your family, your father, and everything else get together and they get to do some fun cookout stuff, or go to a nice dinner, or you can stay in and cook for your father. One of the two, or he can cook because he just loves helping out his family and doing all these awesome things, which is a great day. Some people say it's a Hallmark holiday. I mean, when it comes to Mother and Father's Day, I think it's a very crucial point to point out those great parents that stand out for you, because that's what's important in life, having family that's there for you. And when it comes to my mother and my father, those are the people I hold highly to, because when one thing leads to another, they're the ones that take care of you throughout your entire life. Even when they're gone, they take care of you, because they give you those examples that you were taught by them to lead you through. I mean, some people probably had shitty parents. They probably did. Who knows? And as I say that, I had great parents, this is like me sort of one-upping them, which I don't like doing that, nor am I going to. So you have these people who have parents that they probably cannot look up to and say, oh yeah, those are a highlight of life. Probably people never grew up with their parents. Or they had parents who were just trash. They were just bad people. Bad apples. But at some point in your life, you probably just look back at those parents who were bad to you and just say, you know what, they're assholes. But at the same time, I can learn one example: do not be like them. And I can be better than them. Which is a good thing to learn or take away from as well. You grow up being an awesome parent because you end up not being like your parent, how they mistreated you or anything of that particular nature, so there you go. But, hey, that's all there is to that. I have awesome parents. You have awesome parents if your parents were awesome. And, well, take care of your father this weekend. And cook him a gigantic steak. If he's vegan, make him a salad. I don't fucking know.